Good morning and welcome to this December 18th tapping session. Today is similar from yesterday's, but we're going to tweak it a little bit. And today's affirmation is that I speak confidently in the world. I speak about my ideas confidently in the world. And as an unconventional woman, there's two main reasons that people generally come to this space. That is for unconventional healing, so looking for alternative ways to heal, and then sharing their unconventional ideas with the world. This is what we have spent time on this year, especially in our group settings, really tapping on and talking about, which are now moving over into the All Access Pass. If you haven't gotten the All Access Pass, make sure you join us over there because those sessions are amazing. And today we're going to tap into this affirmation that I share my ideas confidently with the world. And I want you to think about what your unconventional idea is, or it doesn't have to be unconventional, what your idea is that you want to start sharing, and what is stopping you from sharing it? What is stopping you from expressing it freely? In the month of February 2024, we are going to be doing a visibility challenge. So it's going to be 5 days plus an extra 30 days of sales challenge that I've done in the past. And the point of this is to really help you start expressing your ideas in the world, help people know who you are, what you do, the magic that you have to share. So if you love today's session, you're going to love the All Access Pass. You're going to love our challenge coming up this February. And let's dive in. Good morning. It's so great to see so many of you here live. Hi, Katrin and Tracy and Linda. Yay, you're so happy at the All Access Pass. I'm so glad. Yay. Vanessa, good morning. Jen, hello. Karen, oh, this is amazing. So let's dive in as long as you're not driving and you're in a safe place to do so. I invite you to close your eyes, roll your shoulders up and back, opening up your heart and chest. And even opening up your throat a little bit, like opening up your chin this morning. Feeling some energy start to flow through your body. Breathing in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Again, breathing in through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Setting aside anything you were doing before this. Setting aside anything you'll go to after this. Creating a space just for you this morning. And I invite you to bring this affirmation front of mind. I speak confidently about my ideas in the world. I speak confidently about my ideas in the world. I speak confidently about my ideas in the world. And as you tune into this morning, just notice if you have any fears around speaking confidently. What are your fears around sharing your ideas with the world, around telling the people what you do? What are they? And invite those fears to come forward right now because we're going to address them and move through them together. All right, let's dive in, tapping on the side of the hand and say, even though I want to speak with confidence about who I am and what I do, I have these fears that show up. And I love and accept myself anyway. Even though when I think about sharing my ideas with the world, I feel a little anxious. I love and accept myself anyway. And I acknowledge this part of me now. Even though I want to speak with confidence about my ideas and what I do. I have these fears of people judging me. And I love and accept myself anyway. Top of the head. I'm afraid to talk about what I do. Eyebrow point. I'm afraid to share this idea with the world. Side of the eye. What if nobody cares? Underneath the eye. What if people make fun of me? Underneath the nose. What if it doesn't come out right? Underneath the mouth. I have this anxiety. Collarbone point. I can feel it in my body. Underneath the arms, I feel anxious and afraid. Underneath the chest, to start speaking out. Wrist point, I feel a little anxious and afraid to share my idea. Top of the head, because, and I want you to say why. Eyebrow point, I'm afraid to share my idea because. And I want you to say why. Side of the eye, and it's time to let this out now. All right, so stop tapping, take a deep breath. Good job. This is a really, really, really powerful first round of tapping, because just even doing this round is going to get you clear on what's going on with you. What's going on with why you're not sharing, what's going on with why you're not expressing. And when you can get clear on what's going on, then we can move through it. We can reframe it. So for example, I'm coming up against this too. This morning was like, okay, what am I excited about? I'm really excited about this visibility challenge, because I know what it's like to be stuck there. And I know it's really, really going to help people start to make some moves, not just like tap through it, but actually put themselves out there. And then I was like, okay, well, what are my fears around that? My fears were that no one was going to buy. Even though people buy from me literally every single day, this still comes up. So I'm like, okay, and so tapping through it, like, I'm afraid no one's going to buy it. As soon as I say it out loud, I'm like, oh, that's so silly. Jackie, people buy from you every day. You've done this sort of stuff before, but you don't know it's there. It's subconscious, right? It's under the surface until you start to say it out loud. So I'm curious what yours were. Karen says, feeling judged, or who am I to speak out? Yeah, so who am I? Who am I to speak out? I had that too, like, who am I to talk about visibility? I have this other coach in mind who taught me a lot about visibility, and I'm like, oh, people should just learn from her. Or like, maybe this will upset her if she finds out I'm tapping on it. And it's just like all these weird little fears that, again, under the surface, that I wouldn't know unless I tapped it out. I'm going to see some of these comments. Katrin says, weird for you because in the last session, I didn't really have stuff in my mind, but my body reacts with a faster heartbeat. Okay, so when I think about putting myself or sharing my idea with the world, my heartbeat speeds up because. If you were to guess, why is your heartbeat speeding up? What comes to mind? Fearful about speaking because they don't listen or don't want to hear it. And when I say and share what I'm excited about. Okay, so this is where our beliefs become our reality. So if every time you speak out, the belief behind it is nobody's listening and nobody wants to hear it, that's a vibrational frequency. So every time you share something, a post, a video, there's this frequency of don't watch and don't listen to me. And so forgiveness statements are going to be really important for you. I forgive myself for believing that every time I share, nobody's listening. I forgive myself for believing that every time I talk about what I'm excited about, nobody cares. So really writing out some forgiveness statements and then tapping those through. I've always felt differently from others, so trying to explain what I do is woo-woo. Again, what is the vibration behind that? People don't want to hear what I have to say. People will think it's too woo-woo. What if you created a new rule that people love that what I have to share is different from most? People are ready to hear the unconventional side of healing. People are curious about the woo-woo. So these are affirmations that I would start writing, because that's what's going to shift your vibrational frequency. When I share, people are intrigued. When I speak about my idea, people listen. When I talk about what I do, people are ready to hear it. Can you feel the difference in the frequency of that? So scared and worried I'll be judged when I speak out. It makes me feel so tearful. Yeah. Others will reject me and not believe in me. I'm confident in the need for my tapping service and that I will help people. My life is a struggle right now, and this needs to become my focus. I need something for me, for others to heal with me. I enjoy greatly speaking the truth. I've always given away too much of myself for one certain situation. Yeah. So I choose to focus my energy towards things that fuel me. I choose to focus my energy towards the areas of my life that are fulfilling me, that are empowering me, that are helping me feel better. And I choose to give my energy there, and people feel that energy. That energy creates attraction and magnetism to me, whether it's in a certain area of my life or not. I am focused on helping me feel better, right? I think it's having so much to say and being afraid I won't get it out clearly in words in a structured way. So again, how do I rewrite these beliefs? I forgive myself for believing that it won't come out clear enough and that people won't understand it. I forgive myself for believing that I don't speak clearly or in a structured way. So what's the new belief? So that's the limiting belief. I forgive myself for believing. That's the bridge. And the new affirmation is, I have so much to say, and it comes out with power and clarity every time. I have so much to say, and the words just flow out of me effortlessly. I have so much to say, and fill in the blank. So can you guys see what I'm doing here? I'm taking the beliefs and I'm using forgiveness statements, and then I'm creating a new rule through affirmations. Okay, so let's do it together through the tapping. Going to the side of the hand. Take a deep breath and say, even though I have all these reasons why I don't think I should or could speak up, I forgive myself for believing them now. I forgive myself for giving my power away. Even though there's all sorts of reasons why I shouldn't or couldn't speak up. I forgive myself for giving them so much power. I'm ready to take my power back today. Even though I have these fears, like no one wants to listen to me. No one wants to hear what I have to say. Or I don't say it the right way. I forgive myself for believing this now. And it's time to change this belief. Top of the head. I forgive myself for believing that nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Eyebrow point. I forgive myself for believing that my ideas are too woo-woo or weird. Side of the eye, I forgive myself for believing that I can't speak clearly enough. Underneath the eye, for people to really get it. Underneath the nose, I forgive myself for getting distracted. Underneath the mouth, I'm ready to focus now. Collarbone point, I give myself permission to believe today. Underneath the arms, that I'm somebody worth listening to. Underneath the chest, that when I speak or write or express, wrist point, people listen and read it. Top of the head, people are interested in what I have to say. Eyebrow point, people want to learn from me. Side of the eye, people want to hear about my stories. Underneath the eye, people want to hear my tips. Underneath the nose, people want to learn from me. Underneath the mouth, and I trust that whatever way it wants to come through. Collarbone point, and however I want to express it. Underneath the arms is going to be enough. Underneath the chest, it's enough for them and it's enough for me. All right, so take a nice deep breath. You can close your eyes if you want. And now when you say to yourself, I share my ideas with confidence in the world. I share my ideas, or I speak with confidence in the world. How do you feel now? So this is where this is bridging the gap for all of you that know bridging the gap. I think all of you here live know it anyway from tapping school. This is where we are changing a belief in real time, because before, the subconscious, it's like a road it's driven so many times, right? It's driven the road of no one wants to listen to me, my stuff is too woo-woo, it's too weird, and I don't say it right. Okay, so it's driven that road 100 times. Now we're creating a different road, and we created that different road through forgiveness. I forgive myself for believing that nobody wants to hear what I have to say. I forgive myself for believing that nobody listens when I talk. I forgive myself for believing that the words don't come out the right way. We're creating a new neural pathway in your brain, a new road. And it's like, so the road might be a bit bumpy. It's not maybe a complete highway yet. It's a dirt road you're building. And the second stage, so the forgiveness is the second stage. And then the third stage is to choose a new belief. I choose to start believing that when I speak, people listen. And for those of you in advanced tapping, this is where I would recommend looking at any memories around where, when, why you have this belief. Because likely there was a time, sometime in your life, when you spoke and nobody listened. When you shared about something you really cared about and nobody else cared. And there's probably a part of you that is feeling shameful, small, wants to hide, and she will be the key to really, really transforming this. So Linda says, it feels so true. I'm anchoring into it. I just need to continue to work on these affirmations to fully shift the limiting beliefs. I think even declaring, instead of saying I need to continue to work, say, I have fully shifted these beliefs now. I have shifted this belief now. Instead of I need to continue to work with these affirmations, I know these affirmations and these new beliefs now. When I speak, people listen. Okay, it's just a tweak in languaging, but our words have so much power. And I invite you, Linda, to quantum leap this one. When I speak, people listen. People care about what I have to say. People are excited to hear my stories. People are excited to hear my tips. People love watching me. These are beliefs that I have. And it works, right? It does work. Alita, now I feel only one person hasn't wanted to hear what I have to say. I forgive myself. Yes. You are in my life for one of the biggest reasons I've ever experienced. Yes. I love this. Yeah. I forgive myself for, yeah. And I also forgive myself for giving the people that aren't listening so much power. Honestly. Sure, there's people out there that won't care what you have to say. And there's people out there that will eat up every single word. They are looking for what you have to say next. They are looking for the stories. They are looking for the tips. And that is who you're speaking to now. So for this last round, we're going to do this little quantum leap into the new reality for you now. So what's the new reality for you now? The new reality for you now is that it's safe for me to speak up. And I want to go back to a couple other of these comments up here. The new reality for me now, so this one, like, others will reject me, not believe in me. I forgive myself for believing that, okay, so if others will reject me and not believe in me, I forgive myself for giving my power away to others. So that would be the statement. I forgive myself for letting the fear of rejection stop me from shining my light. I choose now to speak with confidence about who I am and what I do. And I'm okay with them not liking me or believing in me because I like and believe in me. And this is a subtle way that we self-abandon because we think, well, others will reject me, not believe in me, so I'm not going to share who I really am with the world. So we're saying to a part of ourselves, sorry, you don't get to be seen, you don't get to be heard because people don't like you, and you know what, I don't like you either. And instead we're saying, you know what, to this part of me that I have hidden, I'm sorry. You are important. You do deserve to be seen. You do deserve to be heard. And I don't give a shit if people don't like you because I like you. And when you like that part of self, when you love that part of self, that is power. Because all of a sudden people pay attention to you. They're like, that woman doesn't care what other people think. It's not that you don't care. It's that you love yourself more than what other people think. So scared and worried that I will be judged when I speak out, and it makes me feel so tearful. Yeah. So I forgive myself for being so scared for so long. I allow these fears and feelings to come up now, and I believe that I deserve to be heard. And instead of being afraid, I'm ready to be brave. I'm ready to shine my light. Okay? I love watching you. You're a huge help reclaiming my power. Yay! Never tell a woman she is too much. Yeah, and you know what? I still have people in my family, in my life, that think it's weird. And I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for myself and the women that feel the same. So, yeah, it hasn't changed their love for me. They still show up for me. They still give me a hug when they see me. Although I push their buttons and probably trigger some things. But so be it. There's parts of them that need to be healed. That's why it's uncomfortable for them to watch me, and that's okay. Because I'm okay with me. I don't need them to be okay with me. I need me to be okay with me. New belief. My words reach exactly the right people who need it and will fully get it. This is it, Katrin. This is it. So this is where I want you guys to spend a little more time, is these new beliefs. My words reach exactly the right people who need it and who will fully get it. This is my new rule, life rule. When I speak, the right people hear. That's my new life rule. This session is fire. Amazing. I'm so good. Yeah, loving yourself is key. And the ways I haven't loved myself is by keeping myself quiet, and I'm not willing to do that anymore. Not willing to abandon parts of myself to make other people happy or comfortable. Oh, I'm so glad I came into your life too, Vanessa. Okay, so let's tap into this first last round. You know what's funny? I had no idea what I was going to tap on this morning. And I was like, just go live, Jackie. It'll come through. And this has been such a fun session. So let's tap into these new rules that we are all adopting, okay? So going to the side of the hand and say, even though I have let my fear stop me from shining my light, I love and accept myself anyway. And I choose to let it go today. Even though people might not like what I have to say. I'm done with being quiet. Just to keep them comfortable. There's a part of me that deserves to be seen and heard. And celebrated now. Even though I felt like nobody wants to hear it. I'm choosing to change that story today. I'm choosing to believe that when I speak, the right people will resonate with it now. Top of the head. There's going to be people that don't like it. Eyebrow point, and that's okay. Side of the eye, when I share my ideas with the world, underneath the eye, the right people will find it. Underneath the nose, the right people will feel it. Underneath the mouth, the right people will start to show up and listen. Collarbone point, so I choose to be brave. Underneath the arms, I choose to be bold. Underneath the chest, I choose to be loud about my ideas. Wrist point, and I choose to be clear when I speak. Top of the head, I'm clear on who I am. Eyebrow point, I'm clear on what I do. Side of the eye, and I'm not going to apologize for it anymore. Underneath the eye, I choose to share my ideas with confidence. Underneath the nose, I choose to speak with conviction. Underneath the mouth, and when I do, the right people hear it. Collarbone point, and pretty soon people all over the world underneath the arms will thank me for it. Underneath the chest, they'll be grateful for it. Wrist point, the world will know my name. All right, so take a deep breath. And let this all land into your body. Allow the part of you that really has wanted to shine your whole entire life, that you have pushed away, hid, closeted up, put blankets over because you didn't want her light to bother other people. You need to say, I'm sorry to that part of yourself. You need to remove the cloak you've put over her and tell her that you see her and that you're sorry for keeping her hidden to keep other people comfortable. And that you're not willing to do that anymore. And you're going to partner with her, grab her hand, let her stand next to you and say, I'm going to work with you. We're going to work together to help your message, your light, your magic be seen and heard. And you're right, people might not like you, but I like you. And that's ultimately the only thing that matters in the end, is that you like yourself. And when you like yourself and you love yourself, people naturally are drawn in that will match that energy. Amazing session, awesome session. You're so welcome. I'm so grateful so many of you are live today. Thank you. If you loved this, I'm telling you, the visibility challenge in February is going to be this every single day. So join us inside. You can join the visibility challenge on its own. It's $2.99. Or you can come inside the All Access Pass and do the whole year with us. And this is included in that. So message me if you love this. Join us in this movement. I'm serious. It's going to be life-changing. And I want you there with us. So love you. See you back here on Wednesday. And soak in all this goodness now.